Shalom. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity. And salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect. Believing on the words of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Mass protests now have broken out in several cities in Kazakhstan. Thousands of people clashing with police, storming government buildings, protesting the rising gas prices, which virtually doubled overnight. Now, Kazakhstan's president has declared a state of emergency in parts of the country, saying that he would address the legitimate demands, but warning his government will not fall. Senior foreign correspondent Ian Padal is monitoring the situation from London. He joins us now live for more. Ian, this is a rare sight for Kazakhstan. What do you think is going to happen here with these protests and how folks are reacting and how the government is responding? It's just not normal for this area.
Yeah, you're right, Kira. I mean, we forget that after the fall of the Berlin Wall, not all countries turned to Western-style democracy. Many of them have been governed by so-called strongmen, authoritarian leaders. Kazakhstan is certainly one of them. The situation there on the ground, as you say, just developing rapidly. We've seen these mass protests gripping cities across this huge former Soviet country. I mean, Kazakhstan is about the size of Western Europe. The demonstrations, as you say, sparked by this sudden rise in gas prices. Then they spread across the country, even though the government has made a whole bunch of concessions. The government there is a major energy producer, but as I say, it's been dominated by this authoritarian father figure, or father of the nation, who's been likes to be referred to, of Nursultan Nazarbayev. He's a former Communist Party boss and a key ally of Russia's Vladimir Putin. Many other authoritarian leaders across the region are going to be looking at what's going on. No one more closely than Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, who of course are nervous about the signs of any kind of popular uprising on their doorstep. We saw their reaction with Belarus. Today they're saying they're watching the situation closely and urging other nations not to interfere. Kira?
And knowing of the people in Kazakhstan, Ian, and what's happening here, and just the background of this president, he's made it very clear his government's not going to fall. Then he's got this relationship with Vladimir Putin. Put into perspective, the options here of where this could go.
I mean, I think if you like, really, Belarus is the test case. There are two clear directions. Either the protesters gather momentum, and some people are saying online, well, look, this is starting to look like a revolution. I don't think it's there yet. But we've seen unverified video from different towns and cities across Kazakhstan of the police stepping to one side, of the protesters taking over government buildings. Perhaps it gathers momentum. We're now seeing that Nursultan Nazarbayev, who he's a former president, has his position of so-called father of the nation. He's no longer going to be head of the National Security Council, but the current sitting president is saying, basically, I'm not going to go anywhere, and if this protest continued, then he is going to act. Now, that is what we saw from Alexander Lukashenko in Belarus, that the protests gather momentum up to a certain point, and then the regime essentially clamped down with brutality, with mass arrest, with people being killed in custody, and that is the fear that the government then resorts to force to try and enforce its rule. And let's not forget, no authoritarian leader likes to go quietly. This isn't going to be an easy process, and with Russia on one side, China on the other, and a whole bunch of other countries that are ruled by authoritarian leaders around Central Asia, I think everyone is going to be watching this very nervously and wanting to know in which direction this goes. It matters because Kazakhstan is a very important country, not just because of its oil wealth, because of its size, its population. It's an important country in the region, but it also matters because of the signal that it sends to other countries in the region.
بعد استقالة حمدوك يؤكد الشباب السودانيين والشابات السودانيات وجميع أطياف الشعب السوداني استضافوا على المضي قدما برغم القمع برغم الإرهاب يكافحون ويواجهون السلطة بتاعت الدولة مواجهة بصدور عارية. يسمعون صوت الطلقات وصوت الطلقات الصوتية وصوت البومبات، والشباب هنالك في أول الخطوط يواجهون هذا العسف وهذا التسلط.
نسمع عن مبادرات ولا شغاله بالشارع، الشارع في شيء والمبادرات في شيء اخر. الاحزاب تتكلم عن حاجات ناسين الشارع وهو اللي هو الاساس.
Coming near a state near you. The turn up is real. Yahawashi has turned up the heat on this wicked kingdom. And we're seeing the fruit of Yahawashi words coming to pass. Again, 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And that's what we're seeing, the signs, alright, the fruit of Yahawashi coming to pass, alright. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So the Lord has had certain spirits sanctified from the beginning to escape the said perils, the sedition, alright, the destruction that the Lord has prepared. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun, right? Mainly the gun. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So much so, you got gunmen targeting the Prime Minister of Haiti as he leaves church. You got authoritarian governments being subjected to these protesters also, man. Alright? There's nothing more than Yahawashi making his words come to pass. Again, the turn up is real. Alright? This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, and verse 5. And Yahawashi answering them began to say, take heed lest any man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be. But the end is not yet. See, these things are a must. They have to happen, right? You read the second Ezra 4. Let's get that. These things have to happen for the kingdom of heaven to be established on the planet Earth, right? This is second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. See, it's already been sown, but it's an appointed time for the Lord to bring this system down. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good, which is what the kingdom of heaven. So we know these things have to come to pass. Alright? Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, see, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. See, we just at the cusp of Yahawashi coming to save the elect of the children of Israel. We know we have two major prophecies that have to play out, which is the implementation of the charagma, and the stage is being set for World War III. And then all hell, man. You know, we're really close. This is second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows, see? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So these certain signs that the Lord is sending out are for the elect to consider, to repent, to return back to their power so they can be preserved from the said perils. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Alright? And as the scriptures say in Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And we at the beginning of these sorrows. That's going to be it for the lesson. Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Lord willing, coming at you with another lesson. Till the next time I say shalom.